Good morning, Palmer Ridge. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Miguel again. Thanks for tuning into our show.
In this week's show, I checked out the local skating rink. Josh and Grace both experienced the hard work of all the boys' basketball team. Mark explored a more popular landmark in Colorado Springs.
But before we get deep into our show, I have a couple of announcements. PR's first Middle Ground Club meeting will be on Thursday the 7th after school in Mr. Kloffenstein's room. Registration for spring sports will begin on the 6th, and all registrations are due by noon the 22nd. French Club also has a meeting on the 5th at 7 p.m. Come by the Sunset Room for some coffee and treats. And I'm sure we all know that Snowball's coming this weekend, so be sure to grab a date and have a good time.
And now on to our show.
On a cold Wednesday night, Grace captured the immense effort our basketball team puts into every game of their season.
I'm here at Palmer Ridge's main gym to capture the boys' varsity basketball game against Falcon High School. A popular weekday and even weekend afternoon activity is going out to cheer on our athletes at their football, volleyball, basketball, and hockey games. Palmer Ridge's men's basketball team shows their commitment on the court as well as off the court in the locker room and at practice.
I like to go to sporting events to support our athletes because I see them in the hallway and many of them are my classmates and I like to support them.
Last Wednesday, our basketball team gave it their all against Falcon. Despite the loss, they walked off the court with their heads held high, looking forward to the next game. For Ridgeline, this is Grace Guerin.
Winning or losing, we are always supportive of our Bears.
Speaking of boys basketball, Josh headed down to the Air Force Academy to witness one of the season's away games.
On Friday the 25th, our varsity boys basketball team went up against a difficult opponent and came out proudly declaring their hard-won victory.
On January 4th, we went up against Air Academy. While it was certainly a good game, our team didn't quite get the satisfaction of victory they had hoped for going in. So, our team's well-deserved victory this last game was made even more sweet. It was an incredibly fascinating game, with the score neck and neck throughout the entirety. While we may not have had the strongest start, we quickly made up for it in spirit and adrenaline. The game ended with a final score of 61-57.
We did a lot better shooting this game. We kind of went through a rough patch shooting threes. Our intensity was really high. We came out firing, and we shut down their best player. So, yeah.
We have a home game coming up on Friday the 8th, and we would love to see you come out and show support for your team. For Ridgeline, this is Josh Capel.
Another neck-and-neck game, but this one ending in our favor. Thanks, Josh.
One of the most popular landmarks in Colorado is the Cave of the Winds. If you've never been there, here's Mark with the details.
The mountains are spectacular for all of Colorado to see, but the folks at Cave of the Winds Mountain Park are taking a look at the glamour hidden under the ground. In the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, Cave of the Winds is an impressive piece of geologic history. Natural processes formed immense caverns and the formations that fill them. Not only is the cave different from anything above ground, it is also set apart from other caves of the same type.
So the thing that makes our cave system unique from other caves like Carlsbad, our cave system has tight, winding, narrow tunnels that go everywhere.
This cave is a natural monument to the geologic processes that are still shaping our world today for everyone to see, close to home, in Colorado. For Ridgeline, this is Mark Wilkins.
Personally, I've never been, but hearing about all that makes me want to go. Thanks, Mark.
You may have heard about all the Pikes Peak Hill climb. Mikey has information for anyone interested.
The Penrose Heritage Museum is a great place for any car enthusiast or car lover.
The Penrose Heritage Museum is mainly the home of the Pikes Peak Hill climb. They've been collecting cars for a while now, and most of them are the ones who participated in the Pikes Peak Hill climb. There's bars showing what times people completed in what year, two of which are canceled races because of World War I and World War II. The Penrose Heritage Museum is an interest for any person who's involved with anything in cars, likes them, drives them, anything. And if you don't like cars, well, you could just go there to see history about Colorado, including the Pikes Peak Hill climb.
Is that when Spencer created the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb in 1916, it created actually the second oldest motorsport race in the world. And so that's just really helped build up our community and create an event that we all gather around every year.
For Ridgeline, this is Mikey Beisterfeld.
I don't know much about cars, but a race up the mountains sounds interesting nonetheless. Thanks, Mikey.
With all the cold weather hitting our town recently, what better way to celebrate than by learning a popular winter skill?
Good morning, Palm Ridge. Everybody likes to have a little bit of fun, but as of right now, it's a bit snowy outside. Some people like to take the fun inside, and some with an icy twist.
In downtown Colorado Springs, there's the Ice Skating Center, where you could just follow up to the stairs, do the bleachers, and go around and have a nice ice fun.
You know what? I really love ice skating. It's just when you're gliding along the ice, you just feel like you can really do anything in the world, It's pretty awesome. It's a great feeling.
Come on down and grab a nice cool beverage. Ice skating isn't the only thing that you can do. There's also multiple arcade games, pinball machines, and other fun activities, like racing games, and as well as shooting games. Come on down and check it out. From Ridgeline, this is Dylan Hutchinson.
Well, anyone looking for something to do for the rest of the winter season, keep ice skating in mind.
Sadly, we've got bad news.
Mary is not here to tell us the weather today, but I feel like we got a good alternative.
This week, looking at the map of the United States, there seems to be a large storm heading our way, but other newscasters believe that we won't be receiving too much. Looking at the 5-day this week, there's going to be a high of 43 during Monday and a low of 8 during Wednesday night. Hopefully, we can grab another snow day before we reach spring. Now for an interesting fact. Today in history, 15 years ago, Mark Zuckerberg introduced to us the world of Facebook. What do you think of that, Miguel?
15 years. Crazy how time flies, isn't it?
Well, that wraps things up for this week. Thanks for tuning in. We'll all see you next time.